Oh, do you want to sit with me? Hello! Welcome back to Adventures with Mary. I'm your host, Mary, and we have Bella here today. How are you doing? Should we do another end of the month video? If you're new here, welcome. So happy to see new faces. Make sure you leave a comment, tell me who you are. We're always happy to see new people here. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Lovely to see you again. Don't forget to like this video. This is a new format I'm trying on the channel. Once a month, I'm creating a video to kind of talk about the new things I've learned, things I've experienced. The categories I have are health, finances, relationships, travel and entertainment, and goals or milestones. And I have a fun little list here. So this is my February recap video. This month I turned 27 on the 1st, and so far 27 has felt really good, really fun. What else? I guess we can just jump right in. This month I went to therapy 3 times and I went to yoga 3 times. I meant to go weekly, but the last week of February did not work out because I was sick. I tried some Saturday yoga sessions since I wasn't able to always make the Wednesday yoga sessions. It was a nice little change of pace. I think the second time I went to, oh my gosh, it's so hot in here. Hold on, I need to turn the fan on. Okay, sorry. The second time I went to yoga this month, it was a really different experience. I actually, like before the class started, I was on my mat waiting for it to start, and I just sat there and I cried. And just like you couldn't really tell I was crying, but I just kind of sat there like as the session started, and I felt a real sense of like release of emotions, and it felt really good and just really different, just like being in this safe place to just feel whatever I was feeling. Just like it was something I had never felt before, and it felt really good to just release all of that. Something that came really easy this month was balanced eating. I found myself eating a lot more balanced meals, eating 3 times a day. Whenever I went to the grocery store, just like picking up some food for breakfast, because I feel like that's usually where I struggle the most, is having something for breakfast, because I'm like running out of the house in the mornings for work. So whether that's like picking up protein shakes or making hard-boiled eggs or something like that. I've been making like salads for lunch with like some spinach and rotisserie chicken and like a fun little dressing. So that's been really fun. I don't really have a lot of notes for finances this month, but I did wake up this morning and I was like, you know what, I think this is the month that I start budgeting. I actually took a Dave Ramsey class last year, and so I have access to the Every Dollar app for free until like November, and I have not been using it, but I think this month I'm gonna start budgeting. My landlord texted me at the end of January and said that he's raising my rent. So I need to like kind of tighten down on my budget a little bit. And one thing I have been doing with my finances, which is kind of unrelated to the other points, is instead of bringing my card whenever I go out to the bar with my friends and like starting a tab, I've been taking cash, and I have a finite amount of cash. And once I'm out of cash, like I can't keep buying drinks. So that's kind of been like tightening down on my like entertainment budget a little bit. I think that's all the notes I have on finances. This month in relationships, we're very heavy on the friend relationships this month. I did go on my first date of 2024, which was on Valentine's Day. Controversial, I know. Also on a Friday. And as I was getting ready for this date, I kept thinking about Chappell Roan's lyric about, you know what they say, never waste a Friday night on a first date. So I went on my first date, and this was coming off of how we talked last month about how my 2-month talking stage ended, and my friend actually went on a date with a guy. It went really well, and she was really excited about it, and she was telling me about her experience and all that, and I was listening to her and I was just feeling so jaded. She was just really happy about this guy she had met and how well her date had been, and I was just listening to everything she was saying, and I just felt really negative about it. And I'm like, I think I'm viewing relationships negatively, and I think I'm really jaded. But I went on 2 dates in February, same person, and I think I really grew a lot in between the last person I talked to and this person I talked to, maybe because I felt a lot less like anxious attached. I don't know, there's a lot more I have to kind of think about there. I also think I liked the first person a lot, and that made me anxiously attached. Don't worry, I'm working on it in therapy. Now in terms of like friend relationships, I'm part of like a book club. It's kind of a story. Back in December, my friend dragged me to a young adult, literally dragged me, I didn't want to go, dragged me to a young adult group here in Syracuse, people I didn't know, and I met this one guy there, and he friended me on Facebook, and he was like, hey, listen, we have a cookie party this Tuesday if you want to come. And I was like, okay, awesome, like, sure. I wasn't gonna know anyone there except for him. And then that week he texted me and he was like, hey, I got sick, I'm not going, but you should still go. And now I am little miss solo traveler, little miss get outside your comfort zone. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna know a single person at this freaking cookie party, but I'm gonna go anyway. Get out of my comfort zone. What's the worst that can happen? I met a lot of really nice people there. They like me in all their group chats. They have book club and girls night, and it's every Tuesday. Book club alternates, and then they have girls night and guys night on the off days, off Tuesdays, alternating. And so this month I went to book club and I went to girls night. And it was the sweetest thing in the world. I had only met these people 3 times. It was my second time at girls' night. And when I was leaving, the host made a comment to me. She was like, thank you so much for coming. She's like, I haven't seen you. I was thinking about you recently. I haven't seen you in a while. And I was like, huh, like, haven't seen Mary in a while. It was the sweetest thing. I'm like, I've met you 3 times. I barely know you. And you were thinking of that. Oh, it was the sweetest thing in the world. It made me feel so loved. And then I went to book club, and they were just finishing a book on prayer, which I hadn't read, but they just started up reading the Confessions of St. Augustine. So I think I'm gonna try to make it more of a priority to go to book club. Started reading the Confessions. We'll see how it goes, but that's been a really fun little development in my relationships. Also, Rose and I had another dinner this month. She made poke bowls. It was so good. I always love hanging out with Rose. She's such a good friend. And I also hung out with my friend Teresa a little bit. Teresa has cancer, and I did not travel this month on President's Day. So she was out at the clinic President's Day. So I went out there and I was able to like meet her at the clinic and hang out with her and bring her a coffee. And that was really sweet. I think that brings us right into travel and entertainment. I didn't travel at all this month. I was supposed to go to Toronto and see Kelsey Ballerini, I think the second weekend of February, and she got sick and rescheduled 3 of her tour dates. Now Toronto is her last tour date in April, which is kind of fun. I was able to rebook my Airbnb, and I think it'll be really fun to go to the last tour date. If you watched last year's January video, you'll remember how I said I was listening a lot to Rolling Up the Welcome Mat by Kelsey Ballerini, and that album has been very impactful in my life. It's her divorce album. I've never been divorced, but there are a lot of themes in this album that speak really deeply to me. So, love the album. Really excited to see her in concert. I didn't travel at all this month, which is crazy for me. I feel like 2024 I was like deeply in my travel era, and this year I'm a little bit more in like my home improvement era. I bought a bed. I've never owned a mattress in my life. I had to rent a U-Haul, pick it up. My sister came with me to get it. That was a fun little experience. I actually still have the frame right here. I'm trying to sell it. I don't think it's gonna sell, so I'm probably just gonna bring it to the thrift store. But going back to travel and entertainment, we're kind of all over the place. I watched the Super Bowl. I'm from Kansas City, so I was going for the Chiefs. And I don't know if you watched the game, but it was it was so hard to watch. It was so hard to watch. It was a tough loss. It was a horrible game too. It was a horrible game. But I felt like this was the first year I actually knew what was going on. Last playoff season, I was like texting my friend. I was like, what does 3rd and 13 mean? Like, I didn't know what the downs meant or anything like that. And this year I knew almost everything that was going on. So it was really fun to see like my own progression, like learning about football. And it's been a really fun like pastime for me on Sundays to go hang out, watch football. I also went to a performance of a play called A Girl I Know here in Syracuse. It was a one night only thing. It was sponsored by my work because the music, the play was written by one of the attorneys at my work. It was an experience to say the least. I took my friend Rose with me. It was kind of like up in the air whether I was gonna go or not. And I figured I need to start getting out into places where I can meet people not in the bar scene. I don't think there's anything wrong with meeting people in the bar scene. It's been working for me so far. It hasn't been working that well for me. I want to say it's been okay so far, but I feel like I need to get out there into spaces that are not drinking Friday nights kind of scenes. And so I went to this performance. It was fun. There were no people there to talk to, but it was still a good time. The last category we have to talk about is goals and milestones. This month I have 3 goals. Use my pressure cooker, revamp my bedroom, do less doom scrolling. Going back to girls' night for a second, the last time I was at girls' night in December, we had like a white elephant party, and one of the girls brought a pressure cooker. She like got at her wedding. It had been like 3 years since her wedding, never used it. Or maybe she had 2 pressure cookers, I don't remember. But so she brought it, and the girl who opened it, she was like, I can't take this home with me. I don't have any room for it. And nobody else stole it. And I was like, hi, I will take it. So I took it. I haven't used it yet, but my goal for March is to use my pressure cooker. I want to finish revamping my bedroom. The vision for my room is kind of like, I want to have plants in it. I want to have more twinkle light. So I got a new bed this month. I need to get new sheets for it. I need to get a new comforter. And then I got a new like clothes rack. I don't have a closet in my room, so I got a new clothes rack. My clothes look so much better. And then my last goal is I want to do less doom scrolling. I don't want to be on my phone as much, or maybe I want to be just more mindful about the time I spend on my phone. Maybe replace scrolling on my phone before bed with reading like a chapter of a book. So we'll see how that goes. I am really excited for this month because there's St. Patrick's Day, and it's the last full month of winter. It snows every day here. We just got a warm week and all the ice melted. There was so much freaking ice. I go for a walk to get coffee at work every day at like 10 in the morning, and it just kind of like breaks up the day a little bit, gives me something to look forward to. And I'm telling you, for the last like month, it's less of like a walk to get coffee and more of like I'm traversing over the ice to get coffee. So really excited that the ice melted. Excited for the last month of winter. I bought this cute little sweatshirt crew neck this month. I'll see if I can show you the back of it. It says keep dreaming, and this says something about, I don't know if you can read it, but it says like they're noticing you are not just the past, you're also the present and the future or something. I don't know, it's a little cheesy, but I saw it in the store and I was like, take my money. Take my money. Okay, I think that's actually all I have to say for this month. I hope you enjoyed this little episode of what's going on in Mary's life. Thank you for tuning in. Lovely to see you as per usual. Don't forget to like the video. I can give you a minute to like it. Okay, thank you. I hope you all had a great February, and I hope you come back at the end of March. Thank you so much for being here as usual. Keep being awesome. I love you. See you next month.